Good evening on this beautiful 12th Mashujaa Day. I am Lincoln Wumbogo and this is Switch TV News at 7.
My name is Saza Munga, and on sign language you have Michael Maidya, and these are the top stories.
Road back to normalcy. Kenyans elated as President Uhuru Kenyatta lifts nighttime curfew as COVID-19 infections decline.
I tell you that the end is nigh, notwithstanding how many court orders you procure, hii itafika mwisho.
President Uhuru Kenyatta maintains the rollout of Huduma number identification cards will continue despite the courts deeming the exercise illegal. On our special sports feature tonight, as we continue celebrating Mashujaa Day, we take you back to the 70s and dive into the story of the legendary Adam Ali alias Aruthi, a former tactical player of the Harambee Stars.
Glad you're watching. Send in your feedback and comments to our SMS line 111 at Switch TV Kenya and at Lincoln Wumbogo. It's good to have you at Sasabunga.
Thank you very much, Lincoln.
The long-awaited speech of President Uhuru Kenyatta's last Mashujaa Day celebration in office climaxed with the lift of the dusk to dawn curfew.
In line with the drop of COVID-19 cases, the healthcare system has received a boost in budget and resource allocation as the country gears towards producing its own vaccines.
Meanwhile, the country has registered 117 new cases, 209 recoveries and 5 fatalities, as Harriet Chimere reports.
Free at last.
I hereby order and direct that the nationwide dusk to dawn curfew that has been in effect from the 27th of March 2020 be and is hereby vacated with immediate effect.
In the conclusion of the much-awaited speech, Kenyans at large and on all socials were ready to receive the news of embarking on nightlife, businesses, errands and entertainment. With immediate effect, the dusk to dawn curfew that has been in place since March last year has come to an end following the low positivity rate recorded in the last fortnight and the heightened vaccinations witnessed in the country. With almost 5 million vaccinated so far, churches and religious institutions can now also have a capacity of 2/3 from the previous third. President Uhuru Kenyatta announcing the healthy boost to the nation.
We have identified and equipped 115 hospitals with various theater equipment, 101 hospitals with various radiological and imaging equipment, 14 facilities with ICU equipment, and 54 facilities installed and commissioned renal equipment for dialysis. All these sum investments have so far benefited over 6 million patients and saved our country an equivalent of 131 billion shillings.
Also added that 3.2 billion should be allocated to the construction of 50 new level 3 hospitals in densely populated areas across the country. The president also announced the plan to produce our own vaccines come Easter next year. Reporting for Switch TV, my name is Harriet Chimere.
Thank you, Harriet Chimere. Now, moving forward, the lifting of the curfew order ban has been received joyously across the country.
And as the nightlife resumes, Kenyans, especially those in the transport industry, have expressed their satisfaction in the announcement, as Shilanga Teach reports.
Now, the much anticipated part of the president's speech today was that of the curfew lifting, which was imposed 2 years ago since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. And Kenyans' anticipation was brought about by President Uhuru Kenyatta hinting at Sagana on Monday that he was going to lift this curfew today at the Mashujaa Day celebrations. And the most impacted part of the economy was this of the transport industry. And therefore, we're here today in Nairobi County to sample the reactions of Kenyans and the industry players. Nieleze jina lako na curfew imeondolewa unahisi vipi?
Okay, kwa majina naitwa Joseph Omburi. Mimi ni hustler as in mini tout ama kamagera kwa ile lugha inaeleweka. Okay, kuondolewa kwa curfew inatusaidia because imekuwa ikitu affect from ile time ilianza 2 years ago. Hiyo mambo ya saa moja mara ikakuja watu 8 kwa gari, biashara irudi chini. Lakini currently tuna anticipate mambo ita get better as time goes by, sababu unajua kila kitu ni kung'ang'ana tu.
Wenye wametoa hii curfew imetusaidia sana sisi watu wa matatu sector. Sasa tuseme curfew ikianza kitu kama saa 4 kamili, mimi personally inani affect kwa sababu I must take my bus to the car wash. But if the curfew will start at around 10 p.m. and I finish my work at around let's say 9:30 or 9:45, then I don't have time to wash the bus. You can look at the bus right now. It is quite dirty. But today, I'll make sure even if I'll finish my work at around 11, I can wash my bus for an hour. I go to bed at around 12. And also, if I have got a trip up country, it will be much easy because I'll have also time to take passengers up country during night hours.
Biashara yangu itarejea mahali nilikuwa hapo awali na itainuka zaidi juu kama nilikuwa nategemea customers wa kutoka asubuhi mpaka saa 11, at least sasa naweza ongezea hata mpaka saa 3.
Sasa hii tunaweza fanya mpaka asubuhi juu kumekauka, hakuna watu, lakini tunaweza fanya job mpaka asubuhi tulikave.
The feeling on the ground is that Kenyans are elated following the curfew order being lifted by President Uhuru Kenyatta, with some of them likening it to freedom at last for them and their businesses. Shilangetich, Switch TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Shilangetich. Meanwhile, a sign of relief has glared amidst Kenyans after the announcement of President Kenyatta that the curfew has been lifted off and scrapped away.
And as Moses Kinyanjui reports, business operators in Nairobi have expressed their thoughts on the matter, hailing the president on the move and now hope the new path will increase visibility of business growth.
With hours after President Uhuru Kenyatta lifted off the curfew ban, Kenyans continue to elicit their reactions on the announcement, and this is what they had to say.
Okay, mimi kama mwanabiashara nimefurahi sana kwa kufunguliwa kwa hii curfew. Tumekuwa tukifinyiliwa sana sababu sasa masaa iko kidogo na tunatamani kufanya kazi sana. So sasa tunaweza fanya kazi kwa muda mrefu. Tumefurahi sana.
Nimefurahi vile wamefungua hiyo curfew, ilikuwa imetufinya sana. Hata kazi ilikuwa chini na mambo zingine mingi, hata tukijaribu kufanya kazi tupati nini, watu wote wanaogopa hiyo corona. Sasa tumefurahi sana vile umefunguka. Tuone kama tuta grow kidogo.
When they put on curfew, most of us lost our jobs. We were hoteliers, they closed down. And after that, you see the police have used that opportunity, harassing us, taking hongo from people, beating them unnecessarily. I thank the president for doing that.
Nasikia vizuri. Kwa nanibidi nifunge saa 1 kwa sababu curfew iko hapo saa 4. Nitaendelea poa sana. Nitaendelea kabisa kwa sababu sitakuwa nikiongopa kushikwa. Nitafunga hata nitafanya mpaka hata saa 5.
Mimi ni mkaaji wa Jogoo na nimeshukuru president kwa kututolea curfew, na juu ya ilikuwa imetuaffect yenyewe sisi watu kama mahoka, ilikuwa imetuaffect juu si wengine tulikuwa tumezoea kufunga kazi at 10. Sasa tumeshukuru na pia tunamrudishia shukrani kwa kutufanyia hivyo. Sasa hii biashara itakuwa vizuri, at least tutakuwa na time ya kutosha ya kufanya job.
Clearly, the announcement is a sigh of relief to this and many other Kenyans in the country. Moses Kinyanjui, Switch TV.
Thank you, Moses Kinyanjui. I think the elation is on top of the roof for most Kenyans.
For sure.
I don't know about you.
Well, I think it's a good thing, but then again, this does not mean that we should stop wearing a mask, washing our hands. So yeah, I think Kenyans should take precaution.
So it's not party after party.
No. We're still not yet out of it.
Well, we'll now take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Back to the bulletin if you've just joined us. My name is Sazamunga.
And I'm Lincoln Umbogo.
Now, President Kenyatta has reiterated that Kenya will not cede even an inch of its territory, directly defying the ruling by the International Court of Justice wanting the maritime border to be adjusted in favor of Somalia.
The head of state, holding a stern position, went ahead to explain the expansion of the military under his regime in what sounded like a direct message to the neighboring country, Somalia, expressing the willingness to go to any length to defend Kenya's territory.
Since the dawn of our republic, on many occasions, we have experienced territorial aggressions to the sanctity of our borders. Some have been driven from within and others from without. But the message of our founding fathers to these aggressors was simple: not an inch less, not an inch more. And this is the message that must reverberate across the collective quarters that are bent on annexing any part of the territory known as the Republic of Kenya. The resolve of our founding fathers rings as true today as it did then. Not an inch less, not an inch more. We continue to add new arrows in the quiver of our national security by retooling the resources and capacity of our security agencies. This visible transformation of our security organs has been done in honor of their national duty of defending our sovereignty, maintaining our territorial integrity, securing our borders, and preserving our cherished freedoms and our way of life. We continue to tool and to retool our security resources to the highest standards in order to keep our people safe and secure and to preserve our territorial integrity in a just, fair, democratic, and safe country for all.
Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has said that the rollout of Huduma number identification card will continue despite orders that have deemed it illegal.
The president has stated that the Huduma number identity cards will have microchips and will help mitigate against security threats such as identity theft and fraud, adding that they will also be used as a travel document in the East African region.
Digitization aims to eliminate the duplication of efforts in data collection, processing, storage, and production of identification documents, which has been a feature of government operations since the dawn of our republic. Our policy interventions will also enhance the security of the current ID card through the implementation of a microchip electronic identity card that mitigates against emerging security threats such as identity theft, fraud in financial transactions, and the creation of false identities that are utilized in terrorism and other major crimes. This improved identity card will also be used as a secure travel document within the East African region. To those of you, my friends, who are used to analog systems in order to facilitate corruption, I tell you that the end is nigh, notwithstanding how many court orders you procure, hii itafika mwisho.
Now, contrary to the expectations of many that succession politics would engulf the 12 Mashujaa Day celebrations that were held in Kirinyaga County, nothing much happened, though the deputy president took to the stage to drum up support for himself through the popular bottom-up economic model and the Big Four agenda, which will spur development of the country.
Deputy President William Ruto, who seemingly has not been seeing eye to eye with President Uhuru Kenyatta since the June 1st Madaraka Day celebrations in Raila's Kisumu backyard, has in recent weeks said he helped Uhuru and Raila ascend to power only for them to gang up against him.
Your Excellency, I assure you that as your deputy for the last 9 years, God willing, I will make sure that your legacy and the agenda you have set of the unity of this nation and the transformation of our nation under the Big Four plan, together with a bottom-up approach, will take this country to greater heights.
Meanwhile, this year's Mashujaa Day, like every other, did not miss a display of culture through songs and dance to praise the country's Shujaas.
Now, Kenyans thronged Wanguru Stadium in Kirinyaga County in a controlled number of 3,000 people to help curb the spread of COVID-19. But this did not stop Kenyans from displaying their admiration for the important date.
Our reporter Daniel Karaoke paints a picture of what transpired as Kenya marked its 12th Mashujaa Day celebration.
It was a lively crowd that turned up at the Wangoro International Stadium to commemorate Kenya's 58th such celebration, the first taking place in Kirinyaga County. The Maroon Commandos kick-starting the entertainment as various dignitaries arrived at the dais. And from the entertainment to a colorful trooping put up by the military, the day lived up to its billing. The chief guest then arrived, President Uhuru Kenyatta, who after inspection of the guard, joined the dance of the show of Kikuyu culture and praise songs to Kenyan Shujaas. President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto were also seen exchanging light moments despite the recent public spot. It is on this momentous date every year that the country continues to mark an extra special celebration, the Mashujaa Day, this being the 12th such celebration after the promulgation of the 2010 Constitution that changed the Kenyatta Day to Mashujaa Day, meaning Heroes or Heroine Day. Daniel Karaoke for Switch TV News.
It's time to get sporty. Now, today's sports, we continue celebrating Mashujaa Day. We dive into the story of the legendary Adam Eli, alias Aruthi, who is a former tactical player of the Harambee Stars back in the year 1975.
Now, Aruthi gives us a journey through the team during the regime of the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Najma Nurdin brings us the story.
Mimi naitwa Adam Ali kwa jina ya kimaarufu kwa upande ya mpira nilikuwa na nickname naitwa Aruthi. Na nilianza mpira nikiwa na mwaka 14 ambapo tulianzia tukiwa Kibra. Hapo ndio utapata wachezaji wengi, especially kwa community ya Wanubi. Nafikiria mimi ni mtu wa pili kwa Wanubi ambao wamechezea taifa ya Kenya. Mimi sikujua kama nimechaguliwa. Wakati huu tulikuwa tunacheza league na nikiwa ninachezea Prisons. Basi hapo nikaitwa tu kwa ofisi na wakubwa wangu. Waniambia congratulations. Sasa mimi sikuelewa ni nini. Kaambia umeitwa kwenye timu ya Kenya. Wakati walikuwa ilikuwa ni Kenya Football Association. Umeitwa kwa timu ya taifa ya Kenya. Kuwakilisha ilikuwa ni Eastern Central Challenge Cup. Alafu na hii qualification ya Africa Cup. Na friendly zingine, tukiwa na kocha ambaye anaitwa Bernard Zigol, Mjerumani. Tulikuwa tumecamp Kenyatta College, Thika Road. Pale huyu kocha ilitengezwa mpango na marehemu Matiba, na kuna team manager wetu alikuwa anaitwa Mohamed Mahmoud ambaye alikuwa CEO wa Elliot's Bakeries. Tulitoka hapa, wakafanya mpango, tulishonewa uniform nini, baadaye tulipelekwa State House. Pale tulienda kuona mzee atupatie bendera ya kuwakilisha Kenya katika East and Central Africa, katika Dar es Salaam. Hiyo mpira ilichezwa Dar es Salaam. Ndio tunakumbuka. Hiyo pia ilikuwa ni 1972 tukicheza na Uganda Cranes Nyayo Stadium, tukiwafunga mabao 2 kwa nunge. Na pia kuna wakati tulienda Kampala na Kivubo Stadium. Hapo pia hata nafurahia wenzangu wawili ambao waliweka tubebe pia nini kikombe, ambapo alikuwa anaitwa Bobo Gola, ambaye alikuwa, nafikiria yeye ndiye alikuwa kapteni wetu, na Mahmoud Abbas goalkeeper wetu. Kitu ambayo ya sasa na ya zamani ndio nimekuambia ni different kubwa sana, kwa maana sisi hatukuwa wakati ile hatukuwa tunategemea hata pesa. Naona mtu alikuja kutuangalilia huruma, ilikuwa ni marehemu Matiba. Yeye ndio alikuja akasema hawa vijana tuwafurahishe kidogo, wakiwa kwa camp tuwapatie allowance ya 60 shillings per day wakiwa kwa camp. And then all clubs in Kenya, you have to pay your players 20 bob as an allowance. After even wakishinda, wasiposhinda, you have to give them 20 bob. Vijana wa sasa ningependelea kuwaambia ya kwamba wasiwe na tamaa, na ikiwa yani inafaa uwe na bidii. Kitu ya kwanza, madharau, uwe na discipline. Kitu muhimu sana kwa sports, lazima uwe na self discipline, na tena uwe na discipline ya kufanya nini, kuheshimu wakubwa wako. Naona uheshimu wakubwa wako na kuwa na ile motisha. Ukienda kucheza usione uwe proud umechaguliwa kwa timu ya Kenya ati mimi ni you have to know, ujue kwamba hiyo ni inchi yako, na inchi yako ni kubwa kuliko wewe mwenyewe.
Well, that special sports feature by Najmin Noor marks the end of our news broadcast. I am Lincoln Wambogo.
And I am Cesar Munga, and our sign language interpreter is Michael Maidya. Once again, happy Mashujaa Day. It's as we know that it's going to be party after party. We've seen the posters circulate on social media. For sure. But remember to keep safe. Wash your hands. Yeah. And of course, maintain that social distancing. Many thanks for watching. Good.